videos about how to rescue failed 3D prints. Recently, I got into this kick of using a flexible PLA instead of TPU because it is PLA and you can control the temperature a lot better with it than I found TPU. Although I have made some cool things out of TPU. I made these juggling balls that turned out pretty well. They had a plug inside, and because it's flexible, you can put the plug in. It's not a case like with PLA where you have to get the threading right. This fit in, and if you put rice inside it, for example, it has a nice bit of weight. But I did find that I did have some disasters with TPU, so I switched to this flexible PLA. Now, just like with any system, if you run out of filament and you exchange the filament, put another roll on, you have to make sure that it doesn't um, stop extruding, right? You really have to make sure that you look under the printer and see that it's got like filament coming out of it in a steady stream, or else you could run into a situation where you get to the 90th percentage of what you're printing out and it starts printing layers on air. Now, sometimes, depending on what printer you have, it says it has like an AI camera which can see this stuff and stop it, but my trusty A1 from Bamboo Labs doesn't seem to have this feature. Um, Although one good thing about it is that even without an AMS advanced materials system unit put onto it, you can swap the filaments pretty easily. However, like I said, you have to make sure that you hit the not extruded yet button several times until you really see the filament. What happened was I printed out this shoe out of FPLA, a nice Yeezy sandal. Once I clean it up a little bit more, it'll be good, relatively indestructible. I made some out of PLA that were not as flexible. This is closer to being like an EVA sandal of the kind that Birkenstock makes. And because it has a relatively thick honeycombed bed and is stiffer than TPU, the entire base of the shoe is nice and solid. However, in this model where I started running out of filament, I switched to blue and then I switched to black. But when I switched to black, I didn't make sure it was extruded properly, and about 10 layers did not print, which meant that there was stringing going on and the entire top section came right off. And I thought, what can I do? And then I realized that I had seen some modeling 3D printing videos in which people were using epoxy putty to fix their model prints, making little swords and things that would fit onto them. And I thought I could do the same thing with a failed 3D print, because there's nothing worse than getting to the 90 or 95th thing and then it starts going haywire. You think, I just spent 18 hours printing this thing out, on a 20-hour print, and it fails at the last minute. So what you get from the epoxy vendors, you can check on Amazon, um, get an epoxy that matches the color of what you want to fix. For example, I wanted to fix the black part of this shoe here. So I got the epoxy of black, and it's two kinds of putty. One is stiffer than the other. When you mix them together, you can roll them. You activate the epoxy effect. And what you do is you put it inside. I laid down a pad of it around the top of where this had detached, and I pushed it into it. And now that it's dry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around it, possibly sand it, although it is kind of rubbery like the sandal itself, so I'm not sure how sanding is going to behave. But I'll tell you, it is seriously attached. I mean, considering that it was just literally falling off of this thing, at this point, there's no way I can, it's as good as the other sandal. I mean, now at least I have two functional sandals instead of one sandal that is functional and the other one where the top part breaks off. Yeah, I was really happy with this. The kit comes with a little spudger and two pairs of gloves. You can use this little spudger to smooth what you're working on as you fix your 3D print. and I would definitely get this again. But what's nice is I probably used maybe, I don't know, 15% volume of this. So I have more repair putty for the next 3D printing disaster, right? Not going to be pessimistic. It is a fun hobby, and I really do like what I can print out. Yeah, if you like this video and you're into 3D printing and other things, just do the like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. That helps me make more videos and keep the content coming. Thanks.